Ekron, Milky Way. According to Rachel, Thomas O'Malley worked in the Ekron City Conservatory, a geothermal power tower at the center of the city. Phoebe said basically nothing the whole walk there, which was fine by night, better than hearing more of her damned ranting. They took a lift to the roof and had to walk down a short path to the dome. Up here, 100 stories in the air, the wind bit to the bone, and his nose burned from even a moment's exposure. He wrapped his parka tighter around his face and pulled open the door. "God, you're not even going to apologize, are you?" Phoebe asked from behind him. So she was finally talking to him again. For what? Phoebe opened her mouth to say something, shook her head, then shoved him aside. She stormed off down the hall, leaving him out in the cold. Knight clucked his tongue. Damned woman. What the void should he care what the Sentinel thought? They had nothing in common anyway. He followed her inside, and a wave of heat washed over him, almost stifling after the freezing cold outside. He stripped out of his parka and laid it by the door, then drew in a lungful of warm air, letting the heat suffuse his body. Humans didn't belong on such a cold planet. He should have let Phoebe come alone. She could have handled finding another icy. He strode down the short hall and into the proper dome, and here the ground fell away in a funnel, revealing dozens of tiers of vegetation. The dome directed sunlight and heat down on them, and a spray of mist dusted the plants. A circular path led down through the tiers, story after story of hanging vines, herb gardens, and bushes. Knight turned around slowly, taking in the maze of greenery. Gehenna had nothing like this, not that he'd ever seen. Most planets got their food from mana products, but this place probably produced enough to feed half the city. Tomatoes, olives, berries, roots, and a few vegetables he didn't even recognize. He had read about rainforests in the Mazzaroth, and this place reminded him of that. Plants everywhere and hot moisture filling the air. So odd after the frozen world just outside. Would New Rome have forests like this? He'd read much of the planet was unspoiled, overgrown with plants. He supposed a forest must look something like this place. A few questions pointed them toward an icy working on a lower tier. They had to take a winding path down to reach him. "Thomas O'Malley?" Phoebe said. The man looked up from vine-growing grapes. "Yep, sure am." His eyes were pale, pale blue, his skin almost albino. Despite it, the man seemed hale and healthy. His spiked hair was dyed green. "You're a sentinel." "Yep, that's me, Sentinel errand girl, escorting assholes around the holy universe. Know any assholes, O'Malley? Because apparently that's my full-time work now. It's a secret mission straight from the top." She put a finger to her lips. "Shh." Knight shook his head. "Yeah, okay. We're here on behalf of Rachel Jordan. She says you have something for her." "Oh, well, yes." The icy fingered something inside his jacket. I do, but I think I should give it to her in person. You know, see the ship for myself. Only fair, after all. I've worked for so long." Knight glanced at Phoebe, who stared at him blankly. Fine, his call. "You want to come up with us?" "Why not? He could always kill the man if he caused trouble." "Fine, but first give me the..." The dome above shattered with a tremendous crash. Giant shards of smart glass tumbled down from above. Knight tackled Phoebe to the ground, knocking her out of the way of one that would have split her in half. He rolled to his feet in an instant. A dozen Shiza security personnel descended on cables strung from a hover carrier. They had mag rifles out a second later, opening fire on anything that moved. Horum exploded in a spray of blood all around. Knight flipped onto the rail surrounding the funnel and shot one Shizan with his pulse pistol. He ran along the rail and jumped into the air, snagging another Shizan around the waist. The man flailed against him. Knight scrambled up the soldier, landing blows on him as he climbed. A twist broke the man's neck. Another Shizan aimed a mag rifle at him. Pulse shots from below took out his attacker, and Knight flipped free. "O'Malley's dead!" Phoebe shouted.